What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Krimson University. Today, in Patch Notes and Professor Notes, we are talking about something I am extremely excited for, because Dojo Masters is officially getting new content, and from what we've seen so far, this new season of DLC looks very promising. We are getting new fighting styles, new ways to customize the game, and on top of that, the trailer seems to be teasing even more content that could be coming later. Now, thanks to the team over at Pixeled Vision, I was lucky enough to get this footage just early so I can make this prediction and breakdown video in time with the trailer's release. And also keep in mind that some of this is going to be speculation. I'm going to talk about what we saw and what these styles could possibly play like, and what these new additions could mean for the future of Dojo Masters. So starting off with the trailer overall, in my honest opinion, this looks exciting. Dojo Masters already has a strong foundation as a martial arts fighting game, but new styles are exactly the kind of thing that can keep a game like this feeling fresh. New tools, new matchups, new characters, new problems to solve, and new ways to make someone throw their controller into the Shadow Realm. So let's break it all down. First up, we have Ninjutsu, and this one immediately stands out because Ninjutsu looks like it could be Dojo Master's first official range style character outside of Doodle-chan. We've seen weapons before, but Ninjutsu looks like it's really leaning into that ninja arsenal fantasy. Kunai, shuriken, sword throws, quick weapon attacks, and probably a lot of tricky movement options. This style looks like it could be built around controlling space from a distance. Instead of just walking forward and playing honest footsies, Ninjutsu might be the style that forces you to move through a little obstacle course of sharp objects. Kunai to check movement, shuriken to annoy you from range, sword tosses to make you second guess your approach, and maybe even different weapons for different situations. And this is what makes this style so interesting. Ninjutsu probably just won't be the projectile-based character. I think it's going to be more like a toolbox style. A style with a huge move pool, lots of utility, and lots of different weapon-based options depending on what the player needs. It might have ranged pressure, excessive movement, sneaky mix-ups, and maybe even some trap-like attacks. The big question is going to be how Dojo Masters is going to balance all of this. Because if Ninjutsu really does have a strong ranged toolbox, then it needs some kind of weakness. Maybe slower close range attacks, maybe lower damage, maybe weapons have longer recovery. Maybe the ninja has to commit to certain throws. But either way, this is a really cool direction for the game. Having a true range style character changes the entire conversation. It changes how people approach neutral, how they move, and how they think about spacing. Next, we have Hungar Kung Fu. Now, this is the style that I am most curious about mechanically. From what the trailer shows, Hungar Kung Fu looks like it could be a stance-based style, and if that is true, this one could be deeper than most of the other styles in the game. Hungar is known for its animal forms and strong rooted movements. So I could see the style being built around switching between different stances that give you different options. Maybe one stance is more defensive, maybe one is better for pressure. Maybe one gives you stronger counters, or maybe another gives you better reach or heavier strikes. That's what makes stance characters so fun when they're done right. They're not just about having more moves, they're about knowing when to flow from one state into another. Hungar could be the style where the player is constantly transitioning. You start in one animal form, use a specific attack to shift into another form, continue pressure, and then switch again depending on how the opponent reacts. It could have that feeling of martial arts rhythm where every stance has purpose and every transition is part of the fight. And honestly, that fits Dojo Masters perfectly. A stance-based Hungar style could reward players who really want to lab the game. The kind of player who wants to know about the branches, all the transitions, and all the little details that turn simple strings into full martial arts flowcharts. But again, balance will matter. If Hungar has access to multiple stances, the weakness might be that it takes time to switch. Or maybe certain stances are strong in one area but weak in another. That you have to commit to a stance and live with that decision in the moment. Either way, I love this idea. Ninjutsu looks like the tricky range style character, while Hungar looks like it's going to be the technical flow state style character. And then we have Freestyle Wrestling. This one is big because Dojo Masters finally looks like it's getting a true grappling style martial arts. And I mean real grappling. Krav Maga relies heavily on its counter states and transitions, whereas Freestyle Wrestling is going to have command grabs, counters, throws, takedowns, maybe chain wrestling, and maybe some kind of rush-in tool to close the gap. This could be huge for the game because grapplers create a very specific kind of fear. A striker scares you by hitting buttons, but a grappler scares you by standing close enough to ask the question, do you want to answer? Freestyle wrestling could be the style that forces players to respect close-range pressure in a completely different way. You can't just block forever. You can't just sit still. You have to worry about being grabbed, thrown, countered, or dragged into the blender. I could see the style having a strong command grabs, maybe counters for strikes, and possibly some kind of quick entry movement to help the wrestler get in. Because that's always the grappler's problem, is getting in. Once they're close, it's scary, but how did they get there? Maybe freestyle wrestling has a low tackle or shoot-in style mechanic. Or maybe it has an armor attack to help it defend from being countered, and maybe it has a feint that lets your opponent bait out buttons, or it has a parry-style counter that will punish people for trying to keep them out. Whatever the answer is, this style could bring a completely different pace to Dojo Masters. We already have styles that punch, kick, pressure, and defend, but a true grappling style adds that beautiful nightmare feeling of, I made a mistake and now I'm being folded like laundry, and I am very interested to see how that plays out. Now, outside of the new styles, we also saw the Stage Builder mode, and I think that's a really cool addition. Stage Builder gives players more customization, and customization is always good for games like this. It gives the community something to mess around with, something to share, and something that makes the game feel more personal. Even if it doesn't directly change competitive play, it adds a lot of life to the game. People love making arenas. People love making weird stages. People love turning a fighting game into a tiny chaos laboratory. And for content creators, this is great too. Custom stages can make videos look more unique. Tournaments can have themed arenas. Players can build their own dojos, their own battlefield, their own martial arts fever dream. So I'm really happy to see this mode being added to the game. Now, let's talk about the stuff that wasn't officially announced, but definitely seemed to be teased. The big one for me is fencing. There were shots in the trailer that really seemed to hint at fencing style, and if fencing does get added to Dojo Masters, that could be very interesting. Fencing would probably be a style built around precision, reach, and quick linear movement. Instead of big flashy martial arts swings, fencing can be about poking, retreating, lunging forward, and controlling the exact space in front of you. That can make it very different from the other weapon styles in Dojo Masters. Where Ninjutsu might be the tricky and tool-heavy moveset, fencing could be clean, sharp, and surgical. A style that says, you stepped into ranged, now you get stabbed. I could see fencing having strong pokes, fast thrusts, maybe a parry option, and possibly a lunge that lets it suddenly close distance. The weakness might be that it struggles when someone gets too close or attacks from awkward angles. But at mid-range, this style could be dangerous. We also saw what looked like a Japanese bow style being hinted at, and that is really interesting because if Ninjutsu is already bringing range tools into the game, then a bow-based style can take that idea even further. Maybe it would be slower but stronger, maybe it would have charge shots, different arrow types, and maybe it has to create space before it can really get going. A Japanese bow style would probably not want to scrap up close. It could want distance, timing, and control. And that could make one of those most unique styles in the game if it actually gets added. There also seem to be hints of some other trials or extra content coming later, so this might not just be simple DLC drop. This could be the start of a bigger season of updates, and that is exciting. Because if Dojo Masters is going to keep adding styles, modes, trials, and new ways to play, then this game has a lot of room to grow. Overall, I'm really happy with what has been shown here. Ninjutsu looks like it could bring ranged weapons control and tricky ninja tools, Hungar Kung Fu looks like it could bring stance switching, animal forms, and technical flow. And Freestyle Wrestling looks like it can finally give us a true grappling style with command grabs, counters, and throws. Stage Builder gives the community more creativity and customization, and the Teased style, specifically fencing and possibly a Japanese bow style, make it seem like there's even more coming in the future. This DLC season feels like it could open Dojo Masters up in a big way. More playstyles mean more matchups means more lab work means more chaos, and more chaos means that I get to make more videos about why someone's favorite style is secretly cursed. Now, before we wrap this up, I do want to mention something special. We are going to be holding a Dojo Masters tournament here in a few days on Sunday, June 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the winner of that tournament will receive a free copy of the DLC when it drops. So if you play Dojo Masters or you've been looking for a reason to jump in, this is the time. Come compete, test your style, show us what you've got, and maybe you'll be walking away with the new DLC for free. But that's going to do it for this breakdown. Let me know what styles you're most excited for. Are you trying to throw kunai in Ninjutsu? Are you trying to stance dance in Hungar? Are you trying to grab people into another postal code with Freestyle Wrestling? Or are you waiting for fencing and possibly bow style? Either way, I'm excited. Dojo Masters is getting new content and the game is growing, and I cannot wait to see what this season brings. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. If you like what you see and you want to continue supporting this channel, please follow me on YouTube, on Twitch, follow me on all my social medias and Discords to stay updated with everything I do. And if you want to give a little bit of extra support, please check out all the links down in the description below, linking to all the stores that we have on this channel that we support. If you want candy, if you want energy drinks, if you want a gaming chair, or if you want to support me directly by buying my merch or anything else, please check everything down below and go check out Do Me a Solid, where you can get extra deals on everything as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later. And as always, good gaming, God bless, go beyond, and keep on keeping on.